We have learned fundamental functions like VLOOKUP and VLOOKUP Match, if functions or summing. Now we have something to say in Excel. So let's go a step forward and make a question a little bit complicated. Practice time. We have an Excel workbook. The first worksheet is the people's names, surnames and their IDs, with their working hours in the specified dates. The second workbook is their salaries. The rate column is their hourly rate. Now we want to see daily payments of each person in each day. For this purpose, in work hours sheet, for example, is Carl worked 8 hours, and in salary and rate, his hourly rate is $48.75. If I multiply them, I got the payment of 1st of January for Carl. Here I type it. Instead of typing the salary, I select the cell. If they work on Saturdays, their payments must be 1.5 times more than the normal weekdays. Here, we have to find each person's work hours and multiply it with their each day hourly rate. Then, if it is a weekend, the payments must multiply with 1.5. It means we have to have a sheet like the work hours, but instead of work hours, the payments must be shown. At first, in the worksheet, on header of each day, I want to see the day name. I type equal text, select the value, it is the date, and format text is D into quotation mark, and expanded it till the end of the dates. First, I change the work hours into their first step without multiplying, and gonna copy this worksheet. I select the worksheet, press Ctrl, and drag it where I want it to be copied. Change the name to Daily Payment. Instead of working hours, I want to see the daily rate. Here, I need to type the formula. Pay attention to this formula and make sure to be fully understand the logic. What was our question? Daily payments of each person in each day. If they work on Saturdays, their payments must be 1.5 times more than the normal weekdays. I have to find work hours from work hours sheet, then hourly rate from salary and rate sheet, and multiply each other to get daily rate. Then check if it is workday or Saturday. If it is workday, so the first step is okay. If it is Saturday, first step's result must multiply with 1.5. Let's start the formula. Out of the list, I type first step's formula. So here we said find. That's why I use VLOOKUP. Type it. To look up what? The ID. Look up this ID from where? On work hours sheet. From the ID column, but from this top. I will type match for column index. So, match Monday as value in daily payment. And look up for the days in work hours. And the exact match. Match finishes here. We have one step to finish VLOOKUP. Yes, range lookup is exact match, and we finish VLOOKUP. Press on enter. 8 is found. Next is finding hourly rate from salary and rate worksheet. Again VLOOKUP. This ID table array is from salary and rate. Here, instead of match, I type the column number. It is 6. Even we can use match formula, but this time I prefer to type 6 instead of match. You see, both works. But what is difference? Take a look at search functions lecture. Exact match and enter. Hourly rate for this ID number is found from salary and rates worksheet. For multiplying each other to get daily rate, I cut rate VLOOKUP. Don't forget to erase the equal here. And multiply with working hours VLOOKUP, right? Then check if it is workday or Saturday. Now tell me, which function should we use here? Yes, it is conditional and one condition. So if function, that's right. I type if in another cell. We said if it is Saturday. Logical test is the work days on working hours sheet. I try use text. Because we have used text before in work hours sheet and it changed date to week names, it is not needed to use here. But I want to show you we can use formula into formulas. Value is in work hours. Here it changed the date to week names. Then I use equal to Saturday cell. Again, for Saturday cell, we can type the text function. But I prefer just select the cell to show you both works. This formula checks if the day name is equal to Saturday or not. The next step is value if is true. We said if the value is equal to Saturday, find the rate and multiply it with 1.5. We found the rate. Now I remove equal to go VLOOKUP cell and cut and paste it here. Press enter, remove equal, and cut VLOOKUP function and paste it in if function as value if true parameter. We are still in if formula, so we said find the work hours with condition, and if the condition is true, then multiply 1.5. I have to multiply the VLOOKUPs with 1.5. I need to type the first equal near to if to change it as function. Then, if the condition is not true, it is not equal to Saturday, find the working hours and multiply it with rate. Just paste VLOOKUP without multiplying with 1.5 and close the parentheses. Check it if it is okay. Press enter from the keyboard. You see the daily rate is shown. Copy and paste to the first cell which we looked up its ID. Now, because I have to expand this formula to other cells, I have to use $sign to fix some rows and columns. If you wonder about $sign, check our search functions lecture. Here, because I want 3 to be fixed, that's why I use $sign next to 3 with F4 from keyboard. I'm finished. Copy the cell, select whole range, and paste this formula. As you see, on Saturday, rate is multiplied to 1.5. We can use $sign to show its currency. Select the range and press on $sign. This is just an example. Here we had 2 sheets and 3 components: working hours, rate, and days of the week, and 1 condition. We linked these 2 sheets and their components with VLOOKUP, match, text, and if functions. You can use this kind of formula in your workbooks with same issues. I used to type each step in different cells and at last combine them. It is professional to type in its cell all together. But in first steps, if you need to know the logic of the question in your forms, you can do the same procedure what I did here. Don't forget to pay attention to equals, dollar signs, and paste options.